Okay.
Welcome to Love Life Unlimited, where love and fun in Christ is our lifestyle.
Hello people, I hope you are doing well. I mean, it has been a minute, it has been a long time before we were together, before we discussed something, before we learned something, but we're sorry for the silence. And we are back with another video. We are back with another video that you're going to learn more and also improve our lives. So my name is Winnie and I officially welcome you to today's video. If you're new here, this is Love and Life Unlimited, where Christ and fun in Him is our lifestyle. So if you're new, kindly subscribe, share, and like. And we thank you for those who have been supporting us, who have been appreciating our content. God bless you. And today I'm not alone, but I have amazing people with me here whom we are going to discuss this amazing topic. And the topic is peer pressure. You know, we as youth face a lot of peer pressure. Maybe ulikuwa nayo shule, mwingine nyumbani, and so forth. Yeah, so today this is a topic that you cannot neglect, or a topic that you cannot it cannot be separated from our lives, we as the youths. And I take this chance to welcome you. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
You're fine?
Yeah.
At the end?
Hi, I'm fine.
You're fine?
Yeah.
Yes, maybe I can give them a minute to introduce themselves.
Okay, hello, how are you people? I'm happy today to be here, to be part of the family. Yeah, and I'm Lovell Bitok, and I love the Lord, and I love the topic today as we are going to learn about peer pressure. Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you so much. I am also Albanas. They call me Aurora. And these are a very awesome topic. And I'm really much honored to be part of it. Thank you. And I hope you shall learn as you continue. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's amazing. And I hope you went through the previous video that we are learning about family and relationships, and you also learned something. And today also have your pen and a book, because I know you also learned something from this. Maybe to start, I don't know, as we share, you can also be commenting down below in the comment section. What do you understand by the term peer pressure? What do you understand? You can tell us.
Okay, peer pressure. So as I start, I can say peer pressure is an influence, maybe of a group to an individual to do something, or maybe do anything that is not maybe according to his standards, or according to his upbringing. Yeah, that's the simplest way I can put what peer pressure is. Yeah.
Okay. What do you understand, sir?
Well, maybe just to add on what you said, just influence. And this part I want to underline, it might be positive influence or it can be negative. So in this case, it depends. But I'll just say that.
Wow. And from your point, we can point out that peer pressure can be positive or negative. What do you understand by peer pressure? And we would like to know from our guest, have you ever experienced peer pressure?
Yeah, I can say I have.
Can you give us a brief story of how it went to become peer pressure to you?
Okay, I think I can say mine is not. I think it is recent. Yeah, let's say last year, or no, even this year. So peer pressure. So and for me, I've been around people who love soccer so much, and who at times they talk about soccer, they talk about these players, they talk about Champions League, Premier League, and I'm not a fan of soccer. You see, so I'm there like I'm asking myself, what is this? Why am I not an enthusiast of this maybe soccer thing? And I found myself now starting following up and knowing the players, knowing maybe which league is this, and until now I find myself that I know that's something maybe I didn't know that I will come to love or maybe to follow it. But it is not that I love, but it is because the people I'm around with, they talk a lot, so I need to learn something. So that in the argument or in the conversation, I can even add something, or even yeah, I can add something when they talk or when we converse.
Okay, and how did that influence you?
Yeah, I can say for me that is somehow positive, and yeah, I can say it is positive, but I can also say, but it doesn't maybe advantage me so much because for me, when I didn't maybe talk about soccer, I will maybe focus on some other things, or maybe something I love, or which for me I do. I'm into technology so much. I will be doing or finding some research about something technology, new technology that is in the market. So you see now it has taken that time that I will research for technology. Now I look up to the games that are there in, or who is at the top of the league.
Okay, so
Yeah.
it is story time. Like you were supposed to be researching on some, you are supposed to be productive somewhere, but you find
Somewhere
yourself.
in other things. You
Okay, okay.
see, it
What
has
about
shifted
you?
now.
Oh, sorry. What about you?
Yeah, I guess peer pressure is, I've been a victim of peer pressure several times, but I just point out one. One time, yeah, I suppose maybe to travel, and when you are planning and everything, I had two things to do at the same time. But because my friends were going and everything, I left what I was doing, which was so important to me, and said I will follow them, which at long last, at the end of the day, it made me spend a lot. And at the same time, um, I never attended to my errands, so this wasted my time. But then on the positive side of it, it is also part of networking. I was able to learn some few things. I met people who, right now, they are helping me, and we are still connecting. So I would say, out of peer pressure, I traveled, and we in the the outcome of it was networking and stuff. But then I never attended to my errands, so it affected me at a personal level. So yes, I am a victim of peer pressure.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, from what we are understanding is that one a disadvantage of peer pressure is that it takes away time, the productivity of your time, right? Like it makes you focus on something that was not your area. So in other words, you're not yourself. You are a duplication of another person. So basically, that's what I'm understanding from peer pressure. And you said peer pressure can be positive or negative.
Yeah.
Have you ever faced positive peer pressure?
Positive peer pressure. Yeah, I can say I've ever. And there is this one time when we in campus, and so there is this group of people. Maybe they not a group of people, but there is this one young man who loved photography so much, and I will be there at times when he does photography, and I will look at it, and he will tell me, if you want to learn this thing, you can just approach me, and I can teach you freely, and I will just listen and see what he does, and at the end of it, I will find myself being pressurized maybe to learn, and even to hold the camera, and even to learn the skills, even to take a photo. And I will say with that, I came even to learn something that I didn't know that I will have, yeah. So until now, even I just love, maybe when I see someone holding a camera, when I see someone maybe recording, when I see a video playing, I will just imagine how that video was being shot, or how the photo man or the videographer imagined that vision before even taking the video. So I would say peer pressure in the positive way is good also, and I can say it was worth it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I am also tending to think that peer pressure is brought by curiosity.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I
Okay.
can say because
Mm,
that my situation also it was yes, it was curiosity and peer pressure. So I can say it does.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about you?
I guess this is very interesting because one day I was okay. Me entering campus, I guess my time in campus really changed my life. It
Mm-hmm.
turned my life around, literally.
Mm-hmm.
So we had these parties. So you must came me to a party. Yeah, I was a very yes active member of the church. So we mesikia tumeitwa party, and then you're like tumefika party. He said there's tuanze party, maombi inaanza. Oh my God, we pray. And I was asking myself, are we coming to party, eat cakes and enjoy, or we are coming to pray? And then there manifestation coming, we are impacted, and so forth and so forth. And there is where I received my gift of speaking in tongues because
Wow.
I came to realize I was telling myself, oh, this is just a gift like any other thing, and I guess it's not made for everyone. And then as we continued, I really appreciated the fact that as a son of God is one of the indicators that you are, yes, you are a son of God, that you are filled by the Spirit. So I guess it affected me so much because I really wanted to do it. And then mimi nashangaa tunaenda party tunaanza kufanya, so it is because of peer pressure that hiyo mambo na kutaka kupati. But then it really changed my life because now I was able to I turn my objectives about prayer and then my perspective about it. And then nika grow. Same case applies to yes my studies. And then uh, mambo na kuhustle pia ilinisaidia sana because of curiosity. I could find myself around people wenye wanajua stuffs, and because hiyo tu ya peer pressure you find that I am really interested with what they are doing. And then right now I guess it is really paying off. It is really paying off. So I would say yes, there is a positive side of it and there's a negative side of it, and all in all, yeah, you must be very sure about
Yeah,
it.
sure.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, maybe to give my part of the story about this peer pressure thing. Um, Let me take my mind back. As when we were joining campus, there is that, I don't know, there is that kind of a seclusion, or, in a new environment, you don't know anybody. So when I joined campus, I did not know anybody at all. And so I had to mingle. I had to mingle with those people who are near me.
Mm-hmm.
And so they influenced me. They influenced me, like, now I started becoming like them, including the way I dress, the way I do my things, where we go, what we share, everything. Like my lifestyle now became theirs. Like it's like we were sharing a lifestyle. So yes, and it was difficult for me until I had to make a decision. Now you have to be yourself. So like I was comfortable when I'm with them, but when I'm alone, I'm struggling because I think whatever I'm doing is wrong, right? So like kuna time inafika niko na stress juu najiuliza sasa ninafanya nini. Mamangu akinituma huku, she expect this and this and that according to the upbringing, but I'm doing the exact opposite, so it became chaotic to me. But I had to come out of this peer pressure by making a stand decision that now I have to put off everything despite whatever happens. So according to that, I can also say that peer pressure can be brought about by, okay, let me term it as seclusion, or once you are in a place that you don't know anybody, and so you can choose to follow anything according to what you found them doing. I don't know whether it is this thing that you said when you go to Rome, do as the Romans do. I don't know. But I tend also to think, what do you think about that?
Okay. To say for me, I can say also, as human beings, we have we have that something that we need to have a sense of belonging. And you need to belong somewhere, or you need to belong to a certain group, or to be called upon maybe a certain people. So with peer pressure now, you find yourself, you want to belong to somewhere. You want to belong to this group. You see, and that pushes you to maybe to join them and do whatever they are doing, because for you to belong to them, you have to do what they do. You see, for you to belong to them. So now you'll find yourself, if you maybe you one thing maybe that maybe negatively about peer pressure, maybe you weren't maybe smoking, and because you want to belong to that group, you'll have to smoke. You know, you have to compromise for you to belong to that group. You see, okay. And research shows that maybe that for the negative maybe peer pressure, it is 10%. It is only 10% who say no to negative peer pressure, but then 90% they fall into negative peer pressure. You see, that's alarming, and it is among the teenage, between the age of maybe 13 to 30 years. They fall victim to negative maybe peer pressure. Yeah.
Okay. Would you have to add something?
I would say, do like what Romans do. Oh my God, this is very real actually, because I yeah one thing I'll tell for sure. Okay, let me just address just briefly about the seas of life. Like my spiritual life, it was affected in one way or the other, because unapata, yes, tunaenda church, like it was just tongues ndo zinaanza kuongewa, and then unasikia mtu anapiga, kuna vitu zinaitwa vectors kwa kwa kuomba, so unapata mtu anapiga vectors kutoka hapa mpaka kule, and then I am not even very conversant with speaking in tongues, but I'm just beating vectors. Hey, like, okay, someone from outside there can say like I am praying so vigorously, like, oh my God, this man is so spiritual, but then I am just walking around. And yes, I guess through that, I guess God had this idea, because I was able to know, and this is something that affects us also. You find that we have people in the YouTube, we watch them, and now because maybe we term them as spiritual fathers, or maybe very important people in our lives, we try to copycat. You see that, you start doing it. You start doing it, but you don't really know. So the best thing is always experiential knowledge. Now you can have that knowledge, but then what about your personal, like, how do you take it at personal level? Because I always believe that you can experience that. You can also experience that, you see, because you have the power of God working in you, you have the Spirit of God working in you, and that is very possible. So I guess that has also affected me, because I hear people saying things, I hear people following up, people maybe in the YouTube and stuff, and yeah, unapata ni tricky sana, because you find that it's like you're manipulated, and that's where deceptions begin. And the other part ni maybe okay, socially you find that unasikia watu wanafanya kitu, and because you want to feel you belong, now you start doing it, then you're affected. In my place of work, I guess one of us was sharing, akisema she had this lady alikuwa na date, and huyo msichana, just because ana smoke, ilibidi anze kusmoke ndio amfurahishe. You see, like anataka udem, but the only thing that inaweza mdraw kwake ni afanye vitu anafanya. So he started smoking just by the fact that she wants a connection with this lady. So that affected him eventually, and there was no turning back. He really struggled, and there's so much to say about this, and yeah, I guess I just pause at that. Yeah.
Okay, from my understanding, what I'm trying to get is that peer pressure is brought. Okay, let us talk about negative peer pressure. It is brought up by following a certain crowd of people that are influenced negatively. And now, on the other hand, we as Christians, we are supposed to influence others positively, and we are not supposed we are supposed to, okay, let me just put it, we are supposed to change them, because that is our role here. And it is also said that for us to change those people, I believe you have to be in their shoes, or you have to relate with them. I also understand that you are an average of the people who are surrounding you. And if you choose to change them and be among their circle, what is the percentage of the likelihood that you change them positively?
Okay, let me get this right. Like you're saying, you like for you to change them, maybe a group of people maybe who are they have been influenced negatively, but you want to change them to.
What exactly should you do? Because if you choose to relate with them, okay, what probability is it that you will be changed? You not be changed, but you will change.
Okay. As I can say, as you said, maybe peer pressure comes all about maybe the people maybe you put yourself around that are encircle you. So for you now, if you say that there is this group of people who have been influenced negatively and you want to change them, so for you to change them is maybe to belong to that group. And let's say you are one man, you see, and then maybe there are many of five. So for sure you cannot change them. You'll be the one you'll be changed. You
Okay.
see? Yeah, because you'll be one man, and all the five people cannot look to you. You see? But for you now, you'll be there now. Everything every time, and now they're doing their thing. The negative part, you'll be there, and with time, that will be your thing also.
Okay.
So the good thing maybe it is just for us maybe to be examples as Christians. We be show as examples as Christ. As Christ, as we saw Christ what he did, he showed good example. And now as Christians, now we should follow in the ways of Christ now, so that other people can see us and they see the goodness of God and see and say like really this is the way to go. Yeah, because we need to follow Christ now, as and for themselves they will see now the Christ in us and they'll follow us. They'll see the good path as Christians.
Okay.
Yeah.
How about you, sir?
Yes, it's very important actually to mind your sphere of influence.
Okay.
Because first of all, as you've just said, you are an average of 5 okay, you are an average of the 5 people around you. You see, so it matters a lot. The people you associate yourself with is really important to the people that associate themselves with you. Yeah, and it goes way back that even in the change, even in the peer pressure, you just need to realize, because you just need to realize one thing, that even if you enter a group, there's one friend of mine, yes, Ali Kwa is very strong. I honor the Christ in him, and he's very power packed with the word and everything else. But one time, he decided to join a group, the artists.
Wow.
Like he said, now I want to go and evangelize to these people. He was the only guy who was born again and awakened maybe to the knowledge of Christ and maybe the knowledge of grace. Upon entering that group, he was almost convinced of what they are saying there. So what he did, I left your group because he was almost convinced that at our change. So it's very, very sensitive thing. But you normally say that life is spiritual. So everywhere you go, like maybe a place of work and everything, you might go there wanting to change people and find that you're the lowest person there, or maybe you're the youngest and you're working with very big people and everything. And now they have different beliefs. Some of them, they don't know the knowledge of Christ and everything else. And so you want to change them. It is very, 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 very hard. What you need to know is that you need to remain strong. Otherwise, you'll find yourself in the other side of it.
Wow.
I'll just give you one scenario. As I was entering campus, I found a house. Yes. The whole wing nilikuwa naishi, it was like 9 rooms kwenda hivi. I was at the center, the fifth one. So 4 at this side, 4 at this other side.
Okay.
All the other rooms zilikuwa people doing cohabitation, and both of them they are addicts, especially for bank. Napata mtu na demu yake kwa hapo kwa nyumba wana ban. Then I was there. I am the only church guy around, and I am there, and I really needed this place because it was so strategic for me because of some obvious reasons.
Okay.
So I was asking myself, am I going to relocate again? And yet I really need to be here. This is very strategic for me because there are so many things that I can accomplish being around, because it was actually around school. And I was saying, oh my God, what am I going to do? The first days I was very much affected because watu wanakuja usiku, wamepiga makelele, kuna hii atmosphere. It was so bad. And then I told God that I pray that these people will be the ones that will be relocating. So it went by, it was just few weeks to end of the semester. So most of them, it happened that they were 4 years. So they relocated, they went, they were done with school. And then day by day, the others came relocating. So by the time I was finishing school, the whole wing, they had all relocated, and there were some people, a church and stuff. So I guess that part, God enabled them. Okay, I would not say that I was the person who is behind that, but it was possible, and it was conducive for me at long as you get.
Okay.
Same case applies maybe in a place of work and everywhere around you. So it must be very sensitive, and because it might be changed.
Yeah.
Might be changed, thinking that you shall change them.
Yeah.
And it's also very possible to change them.
Yeah.
So I guess you just need to be very, very, very sober and vigilant, and be very intentional with what you're doing there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I hope that you are learning together with me that you don't have necessarily to do what others are doing so that you change them, but you have to take your stand and stand firm, and let them find an example to follow in you. And as you have said, I'm also getting to understand that you can be in school, you can be at home, you can be at workplace, and peer pressure is all over. Maybe to ask a question, how does peer pressure differ in different groups and in different stages of life? Or is it the same? How does it differ, or how is the similarity between the age groups and peer pressure?
Okay, to that I can say differ according to the age groups, because you find the peer pressure that is in maybe school students is different with the peer pressure that is in campus students, and different peer pressure that is in the people who are outside in the world. Yeah, to give an example, like peer pressure in high school, maybe I can say one that I maybe saw in high school. Maybe you find yourself, maybe you've come from your home, and you come to this high school, and you meet with students with different backgrounds and different places, and you'll find when you're in high school, these people, maybe there are people who you find them listening to different kinds of music. Yeah, and maybe for yourself, you came from home, even you've been just listening to the songs maybe that maybe are in your local dialect language. Yeah, and for that you'll be forced, maybe you look like you're the one different. You don't know these things, you don't know the musicians, you don't know the songs, you don't sing along. You see, and you'll find yourself being moved to listening to them. In campus, maybe when you go to campus, people are a little mature. When in campus, you maybe there the influence is about maybe doing some things that you've never done. Maybe mostly is maybe partying, going places. You see, that is maybe the influence that is there in campus. And maybe outside here, when people are mature, where you when you find people are employed and there are jobs. Yeah, so you'll find someone with his money, a group of people who maybe earn a lot, and they'll want to do some things that they want to spend this money, you see. So that you see, you find that now it ranges between maybe age groups and different places, and yeah.
Wow, wow, wow. And we get to understand that man cannot live in a vacuum. Like you cannot be a man and live alone, but you have to live with people. And living with people, there has to be influence. You have to be influenced. So man is a product of influence. That is why you are a product of your inner circle. Whoever you associate with defines who you are, right?
Sure.
Yeah. And so moving on, and now that we cannot overcome this peer pressure, how does it influence how we make our decisions, how we behave, and so forth? Yeah, Sir Aurora.
Well, first of all, we need to acknowledge that part, that even the peer pressure and the influence, it starts from within, not without. So we need to really anchor ourselves in the truth and what really is important to us, and we need to set our priorities right. Because if I have, like for example, I wake up today, I have this as maybe my errands to run today, I will be hardly influenced to something else. You see, if now I say these are the kind of people influence I'll interact myself and maybe associate myself with, and I stick to that, I will be hardly influenced to another circle of people. You see, if I will say that this is the kind of content that I'll be following, maybe in the YouTube, maybe these are kind of content that these are kind of people I'll follow, maybe in my social media platforms. You see, maybe I say these are kind of things I will be posting in my wall, my social media walls. You'll find that you'll be hardly influenced by anyone, and day by day you find that you're actually influencing people rather than being influenced. Okay, there's that part. You can also, okay, it's very true that you also need to learn from others, people experience and everything else. But in this case, you are learning positively and taking it positively. There are the challenges that come with it, because sometimes you might want to second guess yourself and really wonder if that is normal, because might want unaanza kusema am I really enjoying life, am I really making the right decision, am I really excluding myself from people, am I really like okay, kuna kama na zile expectations za wase, maybe kuna mabeshte wako unadhani sasa you're excluding yourself, na unadhani sasa now you becoming busy for them and everything about it. But it is very possible to be a person of influence and at the same time have control in maybe in what is it that people are learning from you and you're learning from them. Yes,
It's a two-way traffic.
yeah, sure.
Yeah. So thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for session 2.